Hi, in this video I'll be demonstrating how to repair a faulty tap. There, for example, I'm opening the one side. Even if I just open it a little bit, we get quite a nice flow. But on this side, even if I open it a lot, there we can see it's very low. I almost have to fiddle with this in order to get the flow going. A similar fault is where you open the tap, there's no flow. You open it a little bit more, there's some flow. And then when you open it fully, it actually cuts off completely. That's also a symptom of a faulty washer. I quickly check below to see if there's a tap which I can turn off, but unfortunately in this case I have to turn off the water outside the house. Right, this is the valve that cuts off the water coming into the property. I'm just turning it off. The first step is to remove this handle. So I have to just flip off this little cover here which says H for hot, because underneath there'll be a screw. This has been removed before because I can see there are some gouge marks here and some scratches. All right, the trick here is to put your screwdriver in. You could even give it a bit of a tap on the back, and there the cover has come off. If you are battling to get this out, you can put your screwdriver in and try and lift it. Unfortunately, these things do get brittle and damaged over time, and I did show earlier it was already scratched. Now over here is a flat screw, so I just need to use a flat screwdriver and unscrew the screw. There, I'm removing the screw in the washer. Now I can remove this handle. There, the handle slides off. And I need to get inside here. Now, if you're lucky, you can remove this using your hands, but in this case, it's very tight and I can't remove it. Now, I recommend using a vice grip, but the only problem is when I put this here, it will scratch the sides. So you can take some rubber and just put it round. So there is my vice grip going around the rubber, and I can now grab it and turn it, and there it's coming out. All right, so I just need to remove this nut here. When you open this, it's good practice to just look inside there and see if there's any damage. Right, so I'm now going to use my shifting spanner to open this nut, which will remove the whole top part of this tap. Now, this is going to require some force, so just be careful. Make sure you support the remaining body. You don't want to damage the porcelain or the ceramic. So I'm going to hold this when I turn the shifting spanner. Now you might be wondering, why is there water flowing when the water is off? Now this is the hot side, and unfortunately water is going to come out because the geyser, the boiler, is going to empty a little bit until the pressure reduces. So yes, it is going to leak a bit of water. Now you can let this drain. You must switch your boiler or geyser off while you're doing this, because if it does heat up while there's no water in the boiler, you can damage your element. Right, so I'm going to remove this now. Water is going to come out here. So I'm just going to take a cloth and put it over this so that water doesn't squirt all over the floor. There we go. So you can get someone to hold that, and they can even block this side if you don't want to waste water. And now I can just fix the washer. Right, there's the faulty washer, which needs to be replaced. Often it's difficult to predict the size of the washer, so it's good to have some multi-packs ready. I'm just selecting the same one. That is the correct size. So now I just need to remove that. So I'm going to use a spanner. You can use pliers, but just be careful, because if you do use pliers, it often damages this nut, and this nut sometimes is brittle after many years being immersed in water. So my advice is try and use a spanner, and then we just need to open this. If you do need to get a bit more grip, you can take a pair of pliers on that side just to help you loosen this nut. If you're finding it's extremely tight, you can put a bit of lubrication here, some penetrating oil, just to loosen that nut. In this case, I'm very lucky, it's an easy off, and I just remove this. So I just need to remove this old washer. It is quite deep inside there, so I'm just taking a screwdriver just to lift it out. And there I can start to peel it out. Right, so this old washer's lost its rubbery nature, and now I can put in a brand new washer and I can seat it inside here. It's all nice and sticky, it's nice and rubbery. Now I can put the nut back. If you did use a penetrating oil, make sure you clean this thoroughly with an alcohol of sorts. We don't want any oil left on this nut. So I'm just tightening this. So it's tight enough that it just starts to embed in the rubber, but not so tight that it's damaging the rubber. The nut is just started to go into the rubber, and that's it. Literally just pressing it down. I don't want it to damage this brand new washer. Now I want to just lubricate inside here, so I'm just opening this up, and I just want to put some lubrication inside there. Now best practice is to use a plumber's grease. If you are using petroleum jelly, just make sure it is unscented. I'm just using a petroleum jelly, and I'm just putting a little bit on the threads inside there. Inspect the O-ring. You might need to replace it if it is damaged. In this case, the O-ring is still rubbery, it's still fine. Right, I just place a little bit more lubrication here, and now I open and close this faucet a few times. So I'm just opening and closing the handle, just getting that lubrication all around. Right, now it's time to return this. I just inspect this last O-ring. It's a good idea to have an O-ring set handy, just in case you need to replace an O-ring, you have it already. Right, it's now time to return this. I make sure that this is actually in the open position. If this thing is extended, I need to make sure that it goes a little bit back before I insert this piece into the frame. Now I'm just tightening this. Okay, it reaches a defined stop. So I'm just going to support the remainder of the faucet and then just tighten it a little bit further. All I need to do now is put this nut on, just give it a bit of a tighten, put the handle back on, the screw and the cap. Now I can go and turn on the water. All right, so here is the tap. When I open it, you can see I get a nice strong flow. Close it, works perfectly and much better than it was. Thanks for watching and cheers.